The following is a presentation of the Eagles Sports Network.
Ryan Wilkes here with head softball coach Michael Graves after the Eagles split 2 with Catawba here on the Eagles Sports Network. So, Coach, not really the game you're hoping for there in Game 1, but you're able to flip the script there in Game 2 and have a good performance. How are you guys able to just bounce back and get the win in Game 2?
Well, we talked about towards the later part of the game, man, Coach Holly there, and we tried to figure out what the difference was between we pretty much started the same lineup. They pretty much started the same lineup. They started the same picture they did in Game 1. And, the difference is we didn't chase balls out of the zone like we did in Game 1. Our strike zone knowledge in Game 1 was horrible. And then we made no errors that game, and we scored runners, and we got them on base and in scoring position for the most part. That's a huge difference between Game 2 and Game 1.
So to Catawba's credit, they had a lot of two-way players that could do a lot of things out there on the field. What kind of challenge did they pose with those two-way players? All three of their pitchers played in the field and hit in the box at one point in the game. What kind of challenge did they pose today that made it challenging for you guys?
Well, he's got a scrappy team, and they were scrappy last year when they come to our place. They played a win, and they've beaten a lot of good teams. They've got a win against North Georgia. They swept LR here. So, they're capable of beating anybody any day, obviously.
So the trend today was you guys really bounced back from Game 1 to Game 2. Emma Frost, maybe not the start she was looking for there in Game 1. She tossed us 5 innings of relief in Game 2 and really helps you guys get over the top there in the second game. What worked for her there in Game 2 to kind of bounce back from that Game 1 start?
Even before we put her in the game in Game 1, she told Holly, she said, my stuff's not moving like I wanted to, and I missed my spots a little bit. So I don't know if we just didn't get all the way warm or we just wasn't, ready to go from the get-go. But she went back to the bullpen and got loose before we played Game 2, and it's the Emma we're used to seeing.
So first game, 10 runners left on base. That was kind of a trend there in Game 1. Flip the script again in Game 2. We're a lot better getting runners in that were on base. You led the first 4 innings off with doubles, and you're able to score those runners. How were you guys able to switch that mindset at the plate to get those runners in that were in scoring position?
I think we finally buckled down, and it's took us a long time. It's took us way too long because we've got 3 or 4 people that's been great all year long at scoring people to get on base, and then we got 3 or 4 people that's not been real good all year long. And so it seems like some of those people got going in that game, which is nice to see. Now, hopefully it keeps going the rest of the year because it will tremendously help us.
Quick turnaround. You have Sunday off, then you got Monday with Converse and that doubleheader. What's going to be the focal point the next day or so to get ready for that one?
Well, I want them to keep the mindset that we had here and come back ready to play. And when we get runners on base, we got to score. We got to get better at doing that if we want to be able to compete when we get to the conference tournament.
Ryan Wilkes here with head softball coach Michael Graves of the Eagles. Split a doubleheader with Catawba. Be back in action on Monday at the Vic, taking on Converse. Adam Cavalier will have your call on the Eagles Sports Network.